Hello, welcome to Stamping with Mary. I'm continuing my series of showing some simple things that you can do using the Designer Paper Series that just came out in the new 2023-24 annual catalog. Today I'm working with Inked Botanicals, hard to say, huh? Calypso Coral, Crushed Curry, Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, and Pool Party are the colors that go with it. So as I plan my projects, I get out all of the pads and cardstock and so forth that goes with that particular design. And here's a few samples of just beautiful papers. I wasn't sure where I was going to go with this because I hadn't bought the actual stamp set that goes with it, but I found this one and it seemed to go well, especially if you turn the flower upside down. It seems to match, you can see. So let me show you how I made this card. There's just a couple tricks to it. It's simply a 11.5 by 4.5, 4.25 actually, scored at 5.5 to make your standard size card, and then I just cut down the edges like we always do, 4 by 5.25, and for the layered piece, and then for this smaller piece was a bit of leftover. That's 2 by 4.25, and I let that go all the way out to the edge. I just kind of like that, add a little something a little different. And what I've done is I've cut a tag, and you could just cut a rectangular piece of paper just as well. And then I'm going to use Pool Party to make my leaves here. And here comes the kind of fun thing, and that is, got my flower here, you see, and I'm going to put it on upside down, but I'm going to stamp it off so it goes on, whoops, goes on a little bit lighter. And then I'm going to add a little bit of, use these wonderful sponge daubers. It's $6.50, you get 5 of them. You can use them forever. You can see I've really used mine a lot. I'm about ready for some new ones. But they do wash off pretty good. You can use them over on different colors. Now see, I'm just putting a little bit of that color on the edge. And I'm going to go back over this. And see how it gets a little bit fluffier and a little more tint on that edge. And then we'll just put our inside piece in. And really that's it. That's going to make it. And you can twist and turn it any way you want. Here's another thing that I just a scrap. I didn't have a ribbon to match, so I just folded over a piece of the designer paper. It's a little thinner than cardstock, so it works. And then I'm just going to tuck that in, just to give it a little something. And there you have it. And I would, of course, tack that down a bit. Here's another version of that card. That's pretty simple, and this one just shows how the paper, when it's torn, leaves a little white edge. I kind of like that simpleness. Here's one more I wanted to show you, just showing you again some of the pretty designs in this paper. This gives that quilted look, and if you want to do this, just take a black pen of any kind that has a real fine point and do a little stitching around the edge to kind of define that this is a quilt project. So some of your quilters will love this for their happy birthday card. Something else on this one, you might notice if you look closely that I have darkened the Lost Lagoon. I just thought this was a little too light, and so the way I did that was to use my Versamark, take the lid off, of course, sorry about that noise, and just scrape across it. I'll show you on this side. And you can just make all kinds of designs, and it's a great way to make your your stamps go a little farther and add a little more interest. So there you have it. That was a quick one, and thanks for coming by.